Most High told me those who are needing this clarity, right, will participate in the activity, is what I heard. Okay, so let's see here. So, what I'm going to do for this part of it, right, you guys are going to flow with me. We're going to do a brief activity, okay? This has a lot to do with past life stuff. Okay, we're breaking cycles. We're going through all these different changes, harnessing different energy, and some of us are getting into a different phase and life purpose is what I was hearing before I got on here. So this might be like a life purpose message. Okay, this is a reading that is going to be informative. One, it's going to be different for every person watching, and it's going to hit on certain things for people who are really soul searching. I feel like there's some people that are just, doing a lot of praying and asking God, like, why certain things are going on, how to deal with certain situations, chosen ones especially, okay? And I think we need to break down as well because I kept getting a message, hello, hello, about the 144, right? I've been seeing 1044 everywhere. I've been seeing 44 everywhere. I've been seeing 144 everywhere. Grand Rising. And the other day I was saying I was seeing 0000. So it's some form of awakening. And I don't know if some of you guys are having like some issues with this or some energetic discrepancies. That's what I heard. I don't know. But there are many people that are going through spiritual awakenings at this time. And it's a beautiful feeling if you ease your way into the knowledge that you're receiving. Okay? It's not always the easiest, but it is going to help you learn your position, your role, how you are to um, conduct yourself in situations that I feel like this is a message of confirmation. I don't feel like I'm telling anyone anything. And let me tell you guys right now, okay? My job is not to come on here and make people do anything. My job as a messenger is to come on here and spread knowledge. God had said many times that there are going to be those that believe and there are going to be those that don't. This is why this duality is so important. We look at things, you know, right or wrong, dark or light, certain things. And I was getting a download about, the way we see such things, like what makes something dark, what makes something light is because something is dark, that it's worse than or less than something that is light. There's this whole comparison of light and dark. And I feel like this is going to help a lot of you guys break down the light and dark aspects. I'm talking duality of all things that are working in your favor while you're dealing with things that are going against you. Sometimes how you have to reclaim your own inner knowing, your own inner willpower, your strength, your determination, your courage. Those of you guys who are truly chosen, this message is going to hit different, right? Because the chosen one is not the loudest one in every space screaming, you know, I am God, I know this, and da 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 da. God is not someone who is going to instill fear. God is not ego based. There are a lot of people out here screaming, God, 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 but it's all coming from the ego. It's all coming from a place of a hardened heart. And God spoke in the Bible about people having hardened hearts. This is why I speak so strongly about having an open heart chakra, a healthy throat chakra. This is why when I speak about clearing them chakras, when I speak about purging that energy, removing these blockages, it is important. It does no one any good to have a hardened heart in the sight of others proclaiming God. God wants to soften the hearts. I keep saying how God is working on the hearts of everyone involved. And us chosen collective who have ascended to a level of understanding the duality of all things have a specific purpose to stand in moments of truth, in moments of clarity, in moments of pure source. You see, people who are messengers and who have been chosen to be messengers have gone through many lifetimes, have gone through many training grounds, have gone through many spiritual awakenings, have gone through many death and rebirths. People who have a heart that is for the purpose of serving humanity do so with an open heart. They give because it has been given. They lack nothing because they know they are full of something. You see, the Spirit works in the way in which we allow it to work. And if we tell ourselves something enough times, you understand, it will become true. God said, I'm going to breathe life into your situation, chosen one. Confirmation. Because you are breathing life into it. You see, I talked the other day about our specific destinies and how our destinies have been chosen already. Our chosen destinies have been chosen. And I told you years ago, maybe 5 years ago, okay? If you've been following me from since I started, not just on YouTube. 5 years ago, I said, okay, your chosen destiny was going to be fulfilled this lifetime. Now you say to yourself, okay, what is my specific destiny? What am I working toward? Well, that has to go back to understanding that circle energy 0. You started somewhere, you must begin again. As with time, it never stops. The circle never is not a circle. The Wheel of Fortune, right? The World card. Shapes and symbols are specific as well to some of you right now. But I'm getting this circle, this circular energy. I heard cyclical, whatever that means. I've heard it before, but I don't know why it fits here. Okay? There's something here that's coming full circle. There's something here that's wrapping up. There's something here that's coming to a successful completion. And God is saying something here for you chosen ones who are in this space of teaching. A lot of you guys have, this thing within you, right? This spirit of discernment to a heightened degree at this time. A lot of you guys, what God is wanting you to know specifically is you are protected by your anointing. And everyone who is chosen, okay, is not chosen for the same thing. But you are chosen for one thing. To plant a seed, to allow people to nurture it, to allow people to learn, to grow, develop, expand, and succeed. Your seed, chosen one, that you are to be out here, okay, placing within individuals is the seed of faith. And why you? Why you specifically, chosen one? The one who has gone through the darkest of times, the ugliest of situations, the worst betrayals, the terrible gang stalking. That's just a mere part of the things that truly chosen ones go through. Let's just be real. You who have had to walk in existence in perceived darkness. You have had to make peace in darkness. There are people who have not had peace and have everything they want. You, chosen one, who chose the path you couldn't see. Let's go back. So we're going to do something real quick, okay? We're going to do something real quick. So you don't need to see me for this. This is the part of the activity that we're going to do, okay? So what we're going to do real quick is, let me just show y'all. I got my selenite crystal here because, spiritual awakening is afoot, okay? That's the crystal for spiritual awakening, okay? Selenite, just so you know. I got my rose quartz. I got my amethyst. And I have my numite, my healer's crystal, okay? So here we go. Heart and mind must align for the divine design. Get it? I've been saying this forever. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do a brief activity. This is the one that I was talking about in the beginning before I started channeling. I'm just talking. When I be channeling, I be channeling. So I'm sorry. Go with it or get out. I don't know. That's just what it is. Okay, so I need you guys to do this exercise with me. So if you guys have been asking questions about your life purpose, okay, what's going on, clarity, asking God if he can make it clear, you need to do this activity with me now, okay? So I want you guys to close your eyes, okay? I want you to center yourself right now. I want you to sit with your back straight. Wherever you're sitting, sit with your back straight, okay? If you are sitting and your feet are on the floor, have them flat, in front of you on the floor. However you're sitting, just straighten your back, okay? Make a connection between, the upper portion of your body and your feet, okay? So you are grounded. You know your feet are on the ground, right? You know you are sitting in that chair. You're conscious of your surroundings, okay? So now what we're going to do is we are going to take a deep breath in, and we're going to breathe out. We're going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. The last one, I want you to envision yourself taking a deep breath in, taking in the good stuff, and on the exhale, breathe out the bad. All right, relax your shoulders. Now we're going to do a brief exercise. We are now grounded. We are now connected. We are now in alignment. Our spirit and our physical bodies are in alignment at this time. Lean your way into this meditation. Do not think. Just listen. Be open. I want you to walk. I want you to see yourself walking. And as you're walking, you're going to see two paths in front of you. Forget where you just walked from. Actually, you don't even know where you're coming from. Pick a path. One path is bright. The other is dark. I want you to stand before the two paths, and I want you to choose one and walk down it. I want you to note the feelings that you have within your body as you chose your path. I want you to note that you are by yourself as you're making this choice. The choice has been made. So now we are going to reconnect. Okay? We're going to come back to center. We chose the path, and we're walking down it. Take a deep breath in. Now breathe out. A deep breath in. And breathe out. And again on the last one, take in the good and release the bad. Okay, we're back. You ready now? Let's get into it. Okay, so here we go. You picked a path, right? Dark, light. Okay. So, here we go. On a soul level, the path you pick determines what you experience and the things you'll have to learn. This is channeled, as you can see. Okay. I did this before I got on here. Okay. This is what your soul did when you left here before. When you chose how you would begin again. God knows everyone's choice, and our relationship with Him is meant to grow us in the spirit so we can come together. People with more appear to be more than those with less, but they too have a destiny that is progressive, if and only if they see they have more to exchange. So yes, God did bless some with more than others for a purpose. He's teaching those everything that shines or glitters isn't always gold. People who pick the light path have been blinded by the light but are unaware to the truth of the darkness. One cannot truly be in the light without being in the presence of darkness. Night and day are counterparts. But the darkness as well is needed, because there are things they will experience in said darkness that can only be seen by the soul lamp that is within. The darkness will make us trust ourselves to get through. The darkness will prepare us for what we only dream light will be. No one is right or wrong, but being in alignment with what you chose before coming greatly changes the outlook of how you will proceed and where you will go. Okay? Some of you guys have been seeing lots of twos lately. This has a lot to do with choice. This has a lot to do with intuition. This has a lot to do with, when you're being, when there are two opposing forces, okay? Now we're going to get deeper into it. If you guys resonated with that exercise, if it showed you something you needed to see, okay, there was a point behind that exercise. The point of that exercise is a lot of people don't understand the soul contract energy. A lot of people don't understand this, why that heart, that loving, that forgiveness energy is so necessary, okay? Some of you guys who are chosen to be in the spotlight, okay, per se, I guess. Those of you guys who are meant to be seen are probably people who would rather not. A lot of you guys are the hermits. A lot of you guys, you travel alone type energy. A lot of you guys, you like your space. A lot of you guys, you have been placed in isolation and hermit mode so often that it has become home for you and it has become normal. You have literally made peace with your darkness. You've made peace with the shadow side of yourself. But there's something here in this experience that you're meant to, bring forward when it comes to the truth of certain situations that you have experienced in your life. You see, when a person has gone through certain things, certain lessons in life, they have gained certain wisdom. There are people that have not gone through those experiences that aren't able to resonate or understand with a person. And those people are the people that I believe that God was giving those messages to, those warnings to, like, hey, listen, you never seen this before. You never been through this before. And those before you probably didn't listen either. Those before you thought they knew it all. The biggest key to ego is you know nothing at all. The people who think they know everything know nothing. And why is this? Because you cannot know everything without knowing that you know nothing. You understand? There is always more to be known. This is also the side where it's light, dark, and the mediator. Who is the divine mediator here? There are some of you guys who have a life purpose of being a divine mediator. What does that mean? That means these soul contracts, these spiritual partnerships, all these spiritual things. There are people that are meant to call judgment. There are people who are meant to literally be in positions of spiritual authority where they mediate and intercede and interfere in the plans that aren't meant for God's will. So for those of you guys who are these mediators, you are usually the ones who are attacked heavily. Why are you attacked heavily? Because your purpose is to go into the spaces that only your inner lamp can guide you to. And a lot of times, those are some dark places. A lot of times, those are some places that people wouldn't think to go. Those are some topics, those are some issues, those are some conversations that people that know they have the information or knowledge or wisdom or resources to put out there refuse to put out because it will make them look a certain way. It will tarnish their image. They will look to be too dark. But God says he has people that he has sent out, these prophets, these messengers, these earth angels, into many spaces to give certain messages. And he never said the messages were up for debate. What God said is give the message from the space of love. He did not say go out here and enact ego in a hardened heart and say I am better than you because I believe in God. That is not what he said. What he said is you are to instill faith in another to find their inner lamp For them to set it, I heard, ablaze. I'm seeing the Ace of Wands. And pursue what it is gives them hope and faith and allows them to believe in someone other than themselves. And this is why I said what I said earlier. For those of you guys who don't see your greatness, you're not meant to. You're not meant to see yourself in the eyes of other people, one. And you're not truly meant to see yourself in the eyes of God, because those of you who are the purest of heart, the purest of spirit, God would never allow you to know truly how loved you are. This is why you constantly go to God. Because if God told you everything that was going to happen, how deeply he loves you, you wouldn't need him. But your hunger for more, your thirst for knowledge, you're wanting to overstand, okay? Why you're here is what is going to keep you on the path of learning. Those of you guys who are going through this process and there are people that are learning with you, okay? What you need to know is you are doing a great service. And the difference here is people want to see things in the physical. People want to be like, okay, well, they got this many subbies. They got to be making, people just watching your pockets first off. People are looking at you in a light that you are less than because they are more than. They have more than. They appear to be more put together. They appear to be more beautiful. They appear to be more desirable. They appear to have more knowledge. They appear. But you, chosen one, you are. See, there's an appearance, and then there is a you are. The appearance, okay, is what is shown. The you are is what can't be seen. You understand? There is an essence, there is a source within you, chosen one, that I'm picking up on. And you're trying to understand, why am I going through all of this if this is who you say I am? God, you said that I was chosen for this. You said that I was going to be happy doing this. You said that, okay. The point remains. God said you were going to have what it was that you wanted. But he also said you would have to lean on him and not your own understanding. So what you are still doing is you are still leaning on your own understanding of how God is trying to use you and setting the spirit to move through you and you move with it. You are still trying to tell God how you want it to look, how you want it to transpire, what you want him to do to people, how you want him to repay people. God said, vengeance is mine. Now you are human, but there is alignment that is happening. There is a shifting that is happening. There is a rebuilding that is happening. There has been much chaos, much destruction. And there is a rebuilding of hearts. There is a rebuilding of minds. In order to learn, you must let go of everything you have learned. In order to heal, you must purge every dark and hurtful experience. In order to gain true enlightenment, you must see the truth of your darkness. Your enlightenment never depends on another person, but chosen one. Why are there people that fuck with you and then you got people that don't? For every one of you, there is another one. For everyone that loves you, someone hates you. That's for every one person. That is duality. There are how many people in this world? So if I say I'm chosen, and I say the chosen in me sees the chosen in you, what does that mean? If I say I haven't gone through what you've been through, but I know what I've gone through, and who am I to judge whose experiences were better or worse? I can resonate with you. If I can feel in you something I felt in me, I can heal that within you. If I can see that Not all bad people are bad people. They might just be lost and they deserve a chance. Then I can also see that those people that sit high and mighty and have everything handed to them will surely have something taken away as well. If I can understand that I've been in some spaces where I felt so alone, then I can understand that a person who is in a group can also feel the same. I am a part of a group, a collective of people, a collective of tarot readers, healers, spiritualists. But I know out of many, I am one. I don't fight with a chosen person because I see that in my chosen journey, I have had to learn in steps what chosen is to me. Do you understand? Okay. So let's get some cards here. All right, let's get some crystals. Wow. Protection. Ooh. Conflict in reverse. This is for the individual. That's how you gotta look at this. This was an individual. I said it was going to be different for every person. Some of you guys, victory over conflict, whatever conflict this is that you were going through, okay? Ancient wisdom is coming in. You guys are tapping into your past. I said what I said. Spiritual awakenings are here. The shadow is in reverse and shine, okay? And then we have healing, clarity. I mean, what more can I say? Didn't I say that earlier? What more can I say? Isn't that Jay-Z? Oh, God. Here we go. All right. I'm going to get some oracles, and that was pretty much the message. We oftentimes look at other people's path and say they got it easy, or, you know, look at someone else's path and say, damn, they're going to be struggling forever. You see, those are projections. Those are projections. Those aren't your truths. Those aren't your truths. And that's what a lot of living is about. If we really think about it, how much or how often we are moving in a way that is not in alignment with us based off of other forces and factors. I mean that to say, if you take away the projections of other people, right? You know what you want for yourself. If you had to literally take out all of the negative thoughts that you hear, right? I want you to understand how many of those negative thoughts you're not even thinking. You want something wholeheartedly, you're going after it. But then you're like, nah, I'll never have it. So which one is it? You want it or you don't want it? That's not your thought. That is the projection upon you that you won't have it. But you're not telling yourself that, or else you wouldn't want it. The heart wants what it wants. You want what you want. The outside noise is what creeps in and stops us from attaining what our heart wants. Again, a hardened heart is no good for anyone. And we are coming into the space of understanding that it's not about blocking love anymore. It's not about that. We no longer want to project this narrative that, one, someone is more chosen than the next, or two, someone is, you know, less, what's the word, trustworthy because they are who they are. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know, but there's this whole reshifting thing that's happening right now. Like, I truly get like spiritual meeting the physical because it has to. It has to. And I feel like those of us with these positions to speak on these levels, to give certain knowledge, many people are speaking, but they ain't teaching shit. Those of us who are actually teaching people, okay, I feel like it's very important that we continue to acknowledge what and why we're doing this for. It's not for us. It's not for, brownie points. It's because a lot of us have gone through certain things in our lives and we have learned the lessons that needed to be learned. And so, no, you don't have to go anywhere to come back to do it again next time. You've done that this lifetime. A lot of you guys, like I said already, you chose last lifetime what you came here to experience. This is why so many chosen individuals have such high protection around them 24/7. It's because God knew you were going to be in dark situations. Darkness knew. Darkness knew. The darkness knew too. Shit. I mean, everything is known. It must be known to make it manifest, right? But there's something here about the dark that you chose when you are unawakened is not the dark that you have to continue to choose now that you are. You can come up out that dark energy. I understand a lot of you guys, you resonate with the energy of spiritual warfare. You resonate with the energy of, all of these things, but there's so much more to why you're here than talking about stuff like that. There's so much, again, everything is what you put out there. Why do we keep talking about these things? It's because people keep putting them out there. It's in the energy. If everyone stopped talking about that, it would go away. It would stop being talked about. But that's what sells. The darkness overpowering the light is what sells. But then they want to get mad at those who are in the light, who have come from the dark, that can actually give the in-between. You understand? It's like, which one do you want? Those of you guys who have been fighting this battle, it seems, people have been seeing you. People have been seeing you. And like I said, for every one, there is one. There are people in the light who aren't, I heard, pieces of shit. Okay? There are people who are in the light who may appear to have more than other individuals and support those individuals who appear to be, you got to flow with me, in the dark. There are certain people who are silent promoters. There are people who you don't even know looking over and after you every day. These people are seen by others, but not seen by you. There are people who understand that your calling is big. There are people that understand now because they woke up. People in light energy. And I'm not saying light like, positive. I'm talking about just people who, let's talk about the light as like the ego, right? The 3D. Fuck, why not? The people that got it all, know it all, all of them, those ones. I just lost my thought, but y'all get where I'm going. Intuition and celestial alignment. Liberation. All right. I also heard before I got on here, past life regression. So maybe somebody was going through that. Maybe that was another reason why we needed to do what we just did. But we just healed something, and my shit is shaking and it's aggravating. Okay. Wounded healer. Okay. What do my healers need to know? Between worlds. Imagine. And truth. Last one. Secrets revealed. All of this right here is what I'm seeing, to be quite honest, is y'all seeing and understanding the power of the choice that you made. I just said between worlds, the light and the dark path, correct? I just had you guys imagine a path and pick one. You saw a truth that you needed to see. There's now going to be secrets that are revealed to you about your path going forward. Okay? This is going to be different and independent for every chosen being that has a position to do whatever this message is telling you that you are supposed to be doing. Some of you guys, you are here to reveal secrets. You guys are literally truth tellers. Secrets reveal truth. Okay, so however this resonates for you. Truth is subjective to whoever, to whoever or whatever. That's another thing too. So your truth is not someone else's truth. So when this truth for you comes through, God is saying, how are you to move in that truth? What can you imagine with this truth? Meaning your imagination is going to be getting unlimited ideas are coming to you. There's something too here about water. Some of you guys might be just going through this purging or just drinking lots of water, fasting, something like that. Some of you guys, you just heal near water. Something here too about the reflection, your reflection. Okay? Yep, your desire. You're going to be seeing something. I feel like this is for those of you guys who are truly on your path and your purpose, your life purpose, wanting to know how you can tie all these things together. Higher power is here. And I knew this card was going to come out. I said, pick a path. Did I not? I didn't know this card was going to come out. But God said, listen. I told you what to do. Trust your higher power. Trust the Most High. Chosen ones, you are blessed. You are blessed. Okay? You are blessed. And some of you guys are going through a divine shift right now. That was also that choice. So in the past, if you chose the dark path, again, I'm getting as well. If you chose the dark path, right, you have experienced a lot of dark situations in your life, but you chose the dark path, even then not knowing. I said you were unaware. Your soul chose the path because your soul knew there was more for you to experience. And how can you come back here, okay, having picked the dark path, going through everything that you've gone through to be where you are right now? How can you look back over your life and see how far you have come? How can you pat yourself on the back? How can you acknowledge your growth and your strength and your stamina and your willpower and your courage and your faith and your hope? How can you forgive situations that have come to pass in your life? How can you finally let go of something that you're holding on to? And these are burdens. These are burdens. These are feelings of lack. These are feelings of low self-worth, low self-value. And I'm not judging nobody. Because who the fuck am I? Everybody knows my situation. And there are people that are rooting for me. And there are people that aren't. That's life. But my faith lies in knowing what I am doing every day on a consecutive basis to be the best version of myself in the eyesight of God first. And so if I am putting all of my faith in a creator that says, if you believe in me, I will make your path straight, then I am going to believe wholeheartedly that that path will be made straight. And I will walk the path that is being made straight. You see, awakenings happen to change our lives. Awakenings happen to shift our lives. Awakenings happen to save our lives. Sometimes situations occur that if hadn't, we would be in a worse situation. And we'd be going through some bad situations. But what I'm trying to tell you is through every situation that you perceive to have gone through with no help, with no resources, with no guidance, with no friend, with no family, there was a reason God took you through that situation, that time, that cycle by yourself. God needed you to be steady in your faith. God said you can't help nobody if you haven't experienced certain situations. You can't help someone get through something if you've never had to go through it. You cannot preach that you are this and this and that if you haven't gone through this and this and that. You can't preach to a mother how to be a mother and you are not one. Oh, it's gonna get real sticky, ain't it? You can't preach to a person to be something other than that in which they are. You cannot make someone understand and or see things from your perspective who is stuck in their own. You are meant and called to give messages, and those that hear them will hear them. Those who have ears will hear, and those who have eyes will see. God did not say that that was every person that you spoke to. God did not say that you have to keep account of how many lives and souls you have uprooted and reshaped with your spirit, because that's the power you have. God did not tell you that you have to run around and tell people that you can do this, and you're doing that, and you're gifted in this, and you can do this, and you're better than. God never said that was your purpose. Your purpose is to plant a seed of faith within a collective of people who is lacking it. Faith in what? Themselves. You will not truly understand God until you understand yourself. You do not find God in another person. A person gives the word of God to an individual who then internalizes that word to be actual or not in their life. And when it becomes actual in their life, when their soul lamp is inspired to click on, they will go on the journey of self-exploration and come into unity and oneness with the Spirit of God that you placed in them. You are not to do anything more than to pour your spirit on a collective of people as God sees fit. That is why you're chosen. You're not chosen to bring people into union. You're not chosen to, move mountains. You are chosen to give the word as God gave it to you and allow people to make choices as within, they will make them without, that uplift this 3D reality that we live in. Because just like you, chosen one, had to wake up from your slumber and realize you was doing it all wrong. You had to realize you didn't have all of the answers. You had to see that you made mistakes. You had to see that you're not perfect. And it is in your unperfectness that you have been able to purge from you a spirit of lack. You lack nothing. You are grateful, and greatness resides in you. If you tap into it, you will be able to exude it. You are great because you are full of greatness. You are one of one. You are the chosen one. And the chosen one ain't an easy title, but you were anointed to raise many things. I'm not just going to say people, but raise many things into a state of purity. And how can we do this to this degree on this earth? We stay true to who we are. We move from a space of spiritual understanding. We move by a way of being so tapped into self that we are unbreakable and unshakable in how we are moving throughout this reality. We claim our spiritual power and we use it and we wield it and we heal with it. We see where there are lacking spaces and we fill those. We see where people are lacking knowledge, we pour into them. We see where a community is lacking structure, and we reach out to those who are in power. We see how there are situations that are going on around us, and we don't become a part of the situation, we become a part of the solution. You see, we are solution type energies. There are people who are energies that always see a problem for every solution, and we are those that see the solution for the problem. And in my eyes, I see the solution for the problem from my experiences has always gone to surrendering to the fact that I have no true power and authority, because the ultimate power and authority is what is given to me from the Creator. So I am no one, you understand what I'm saying here, without that individual spirit source. I wouldn't be here without that source. I wouldn't be on this path without that source. I wouldn't be truly enlightened without my darkness. I wouldn't be truly whole in my separation. I wouldn't be happy because I should be sad, right? I should be overwhelmed, right? But there is a grace of God that comes over and says, my child, you want forgiveness? You want to repent? Okay. But it's a process. You don't just say, I'm sorry, and it's done. God says, you want a new life? You want to change a choice? You want to walk down a different path? Okay. You must go to God and say, I want forgiveness. And God will say to you, forgiveness comes when you forgive yourself. And now we'll start the journey of self-healing. Because if God already told you you are forgiven, now the real journey, the real battle is forgiving yourself. Confirmation. Because we have already been forgiven for our choice before we came here. And some people will get it just like that. And some people, it will take years to forgive themselves. But it is a lifelong journey. Those of you guys who are changing your hearts and your minds, it's not easy. It's not easy to go against the crowd. It's not easy to be the only one doing something. It's not easy being different. It's easy to be the same. It's easy to follow the crowd. But some of you guys are meant to lead the pack. Some of you guys are being forced into this energy of forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. Because it's for your betterment. You have been forgiven by the one who gives forgiveness to all. God is not a mean God. He is not an unfair God. But he also knows our heart. He knows that we're coming to him for forgiveness. And that's why his arms are always open. But the arms are open to those who are open to him. We say test the spirit. I didn't say test God. Message. Don't test him. That's what he's saying. Okay? That's what I got. Okay. Wow. High Priestess. Temperance. That's what Earth Angels are here to do. All right. What do they need to know? Wow. Okay. I mean, I don't really got to talk, right? This is crazy. I really don't have to talk at this point. I mean, I just show the cards. when it comes to tarot. Y'all have been seeing these cards so long. Aren't these the cards I pulled earlier? Ace of Swords? That was nothing but God's truth right there. So, all right, what does my collective need to know this week going forward? 9 of Wands in reverse, 10 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so y'all let some shit go. Period. It's time to let something go. Queen of Cups energy. This is the energy of tapping into your heart. Yeah, the past in reverse. There's something here about the past as well that you're going to be letting go this week, is what I'm hearing. You're going to be having forgiveness for a situation that happened in the past. Some of you guys, you're not looking for nothing. You know, that 3 of Wands talking about waiting for something to come in. There's nothing to wait for. God is telling you in this moment that it is on its way to you. Hierophant energy. Okay? Most High, what was this? 3 of Pentacles. Talking about how God has called certain individuals, like I said many, many times, to give these messages, to do these things. Okay? Devil is in reverse. Beautiful. The World and the Strength. With the World, I see a lot. Some of you guys out here, you need to trust your gifts as well. Your biggest thing is freeing yourself from the mental. Because the spirit never matches up to the physical. So, like I said before, them swords, the best way to put this is like the swords is mental energy that sometimes, right, comes in, and depending on how we take this mental energy, right, it can cause some blockages on our path. Sometimes we are in our own way. Sometimes that swords energy that be coming out, I'm glad to see it in reverse, is allowing ourselves to finally see something that God has been trying to show us. Okay? God himself, not a person, but something that God has been trying to show us. There's a power that's coming that God is giving you. And to the spiritual teachers out here, the ones that are really doing this in the right way, God is giving you more spiritual stamina. I'm also getting with this like the spiritual strength, the spiritual authority. You have the spiritual power. There's something here about you being very powerful, and God has put you in this world to bring others up as well. So whoever you are meant to be uplifting, okay, on a grand scale. And I talked about people that are not really used to being, in the spotlight, having the light shown on them. That's exactly what God is doing here with this 3 of Pentacles. We all need each other, right? The 3 talks about, collaborations, networking, a platform. This is literally a platform. Okay? So for those of you guys who have platforms, you are being seen, and that is what God had wanted. You might think that you're not supposed to be, but 6 of Pentacles says you are to give and exchange your energy to create abundance, not to create conflict. 5 of Wands in reverse. You are here to stabilize and bring stability. You've been seeing 616. However, your teachings have taught you, there's something here about you giving back to make, I heard, a more perfect union. I heard spirit in the physical meeting. That's what the 4 of Wands is, a firm foundation in the physical reality based off the teachings that you guys are giving is what people are supposed to be working on. You are the ones to lead this, and you will not be blocked from doing whatever God is calling you to do because you're not bringing in wish fulfillment for yourself. A lot of you guys are the miracles. You guys are the blessing bringers. You guys are the, the prayer warriors. You guys are the people that, cause certain shifts. And these are good shifts because when you guys give these messages, a lot of you guys, some of you guys, okay, are giving these messages that are allowing people to regain their independence, their financial stability. Before we started doing these things and becoming very much so in tune with our spirituality and what it was teaching us to teach others, we were seeing that many people were living upside down. Many people were living in a society that was very unreal, having unrealistic expectations on individuals. And so what we did was we put ourselves in certain spaces to be students of a better way of building a foundation. And we were told to tap in. right? And in doing so, we have been able to free ourselves from the everyday reality status quo to allow people to understand, to think outside the box. And by people thinking outside the box, they are coming into a newness in their reality. And as we give, we receive. Six of Pentacles. Do you understand? People say you shouldn't be asking for money to do this, but again, there are certain individuals that you won't have to ask for money, correct? There are certain individuals that understand. Well, damn, they just sewed into me. I'm a sew into them. You see, there are, for everyone, there is another. For every person that think that you a fraud, that you a fake, that you a phony, there's someone out here like that bitch is the truth. It is what it is. Everyone's entitled to their own interpretation of how a person appears, but that doesn't make it actual. Seven of Cups in reverse. A lot of you guys, the Fool. This is a part of your journey at this point. For those of you guys who are living on purpose, living your path, you understand. Those of you guys who know, you know. Those who don't, think I'm just talking, they're not on the path. So for those of you guys who are taking on new endeavors right now, and you're like, damn, is this like, am I being guided to do this? Like, should I do this? Da 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 da. This is a blessed change. This is a blessed new beginning. This is, they always say that the hardship come before like the breakthrough. Like you met with so much resistance, and on the other side of that is what you want. They say on the other side of fear is faith. On the other side of darkness is light. It's like whatever your test, whatever it is that you're going through right now that's causing you to feel a little bit like, God, I don't know, hope you got the wheel. That's because intuitively you are setting out on something new. The unknown is unknown as you leap into it, but as you walk that path, does it not become known to you more and more? Do you not see where you're going once you're getting there? Do you understand how the path is actually meant to be walked? Every step of the journey is meant to be a lived experience where we take in knowledge about the world around us. And for true hermits out here, you ain't even really here. I'm not talking about people that want to be Virgos because they da 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 da. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the true hermits. I'm a Virgo South Node. I'm a true hermit. I'm not a Virgo, but I'm a true hermit. And I understand on a soul level, the hermit, okay, is truly in this world. If you call yourself a hermit, not a Virgo, okay, if you call yourself a hermit, if you resonate with the hermit terminology, you have the most knowledge, wisdom, understanding, power, confirmation. You are needed in this reality. You have accumulated so much on your journey. You have seen and experienced, and you have gone and come back. This energy, this hermit energy, is someone who has gone and come back. Like you might astral travel in your sleep. Okay, you do a lot. You're very, very much so tapped in this hermit energy. Okay, you could be a friggin', you could be an Aquarius, but I'm calling you a hermit. Let's think outside the box here. I'm seeing the hermit on a mountain with the lamp, right? And the hermit's like looking down into the world. Like the hermit is out of this world. The hermit has so much knowledge that they are otherworldly. They are celestial. They are different. They are weird. They are loners. They are self-thinkers. They are internalists. They are observers. They are the truest of the psychic investigators because they have so much knowledge accrued from many lifetimes that they have stored up to bring back into this one. And this is why they watch over. They are the overseers of how the 3D works. Based off of what? What do they oversee? The hermits oversee truth, illusion, right? The hermits oversee hate and love. The hermits know true justice. The hermits understand, understand, because the hermit is wise. The hermit has an eagle-eye view of everything that is going on around them, and the people that are around them don't realize this. What do I mean when I say this? The hermit is the soul searcher, the soul seeker, the innate knower. Okay? The hermit has traveled many times. And I think it's funny that the hermit is, earth energy, because I just said everything they actually are. But things aren't always what they seem. The hermit is so connected to the 3D reality because they know the spiritual one. The hermit is very, what's the word? The hermit usually doesn't show much emotion. You don't get too emotional. You don't get too, you just, this is because the hermit understands things change in an instant. The hermit has seen the best of the situations and the worst. You see, the hermit energy, it's an energy until a person harnesses that energy. It's someone that God sends into the world to be the divine overseer. The hermit is the one that is able to travel. The hermit is the one that's able to see what's going on and go to God and be like, God, how can I fix this? All right, remember when you went through this, da-da-da-da-da, now go back and teach this. Okay, then the hermit, the guide, comes in with their lantern and begins to teach individuals based off of prior situations that have occurred in that hermit's individual reality. Because a hermit cannot teach from the perspective of someone else. They have not lived that life. The hermit never leans on their own understanding. I'm speaking to a hermit. I'm speaking to someone who does not need outside validation. I'm speaking to someone who is truly rooted and grounded. I am speaking to someone who walks with the power of God within their vessel. I am speaking to someone who is placed in this reality to be a living embodiment of divine source. I am speaking to someone who needs uplifting in this time. I am speaking to someone who feels their light is being dimmed. And I am speaking to someone who needs to know, what you need to know to get through what it is you're going through. And when you need to know more, you will do what you always do, and you will go to the Father, and you will be parented in the Spirit. I don't know. That's what I got. Right hand's itchy. Oof. Y'all manifesting some dollars? That was the message. That was the message about your journey and your path. That's the Fool. Knowing you have everything you need to set out on this journey now. You didn't have what you needed before, but you have it now. And this is also a representation of people may think that you're foolish. People may think you ain't got what you need. Ain't nobody gonna help you. They look crazy. But look at you. Your spirit guides. You got everything you need to do exactly what it is you were chosen to do here. Hold your head up. All right. Let's get a final message before we go. This was a nice message. I like this one. Oh, okay. Power of prayer, windfall of abundance, no more complaining, abundance mindset, declutter, clearing debts, Yeah, it's all about that good karma, windfall of abundance. Give me one more. Partnerships coming in. Give me one more positive energy, please, for my collective of chosen. Oh, gosh. Organized for success. You've been planning. Good job. Take a divinely guided chance. Give me one more. Actually, I need two more. They fell on the floor. I don't feel like that's appropriate. So, let me get one more. A lot of white here, too. I'm seeing a lot of that energy of white, the aura of white. Okay. Had today, didn't it? Bountiful nature. Okay. Oh my gosh. Ouch, my leg. Okay, so the first one, we got power of prayer. Give this situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives to you in response to your prayers. You tell them that's why you be out here looking like this? Because you gave it to God and He responded to your prayers? And that's why you be like this? I don't think they understand, but... Oh. Okay. Power of prayer. Windfall of abundance. Okay. An increase. You may have been seeing deers lately, a lot of squirrels, a lot of rabbits. Okay. These are signs letting you know that there's more that's about to pour into you. Okay. We all know rabbits, fertility. Squirrels talk about, the same fertility, community is what I just heard. So I don't know, whatever this windfall of abundance is for you, it's not always money, but some of you guys, you shoot. Okay, anyways, we're just going to move forward. An increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and your charitable work. Okay? So, charity, Six of Pentacles, humanitarian energy. People see you. People see a lot of us. And we know that. Organize for success. Do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living and workspace, and your finances will help you know and plan your next action steps. Okay? Take a divinely guided chance. We get this one like almost every time I use this deck, which is good. Y'all out here taking leaps of faith in ish. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. Doesn't the fool look like he going to new territories? Okay. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. Take a divinely guided chance, okay? Cooperation instead of competition. This is giving me Three of Pentacles energy. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. So it makes sense for those of us who I've talked about having these platforms to do certain things. Everyone's calling and purposes is different. The way God wants to use everyone is different, right? So take what resonates for you. If you've been asking God if this is part of your purpose and you need this clarity, then this is why you're getting this message. That's all I can say. You need a personal reading. Obstacles and blocks are being lifted, okay? All your good personal work and your positive energy shifts have overcome previous obstacles, and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. So if you have recently been feeling like an increase, it's so dark. Oh my gosh. There we go. Hi. Whatever. They want to be playing with me all the time, every video. It is what it is. I don't care. Some of you guys may have been feeling this energy coming towards you. You're in the energy of attraction. So when you guys are attracting, remember to only attract to you positive things, because abundance comes in all forms. All abundance ain't good abundance. You get, but what you got to give to get it type energy. Be careful. Everything that glitters ain't gold energy. So make sure your abundance for you is abundance for you, that is beneficial for your highest good. Because if it's for your highest good, it will be for others' highest good. You understand what I'm saying? I hope so. Because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to appear to be the best thing because it's more accepted, or it looks like this, or you must be very discerning at this time. You can take on an abundance bullshit, or you can see it coming and take on an abundance of positivity. You can know that with everything there is another thing. With everything there is an opposite. So when you guys are in this energy of manifestation, because that's what I see. I saw the Eight of Pentacles and the Magician. That's a master magician. You have mastered your craft, whatever your craft is. However you do what you were guided to do with your gifts. Now is the time to hone in on those specific gifts that God has given you and allowed you access to. It's time to tap into those divine gifts that God has given you access to. And ask yourself, what do I want to bring forward with these gifts? What do I want to see manifest in my life using these gifts? But not just for me, but for the highest good of all those around me as well. And be very, very optimistic about what is coming in return for that. You've done the hard work. Some of you guys, you have done the hard work. You've done it. So now it's time for you to receive that reciprocal energy. You were giving, and you was getting shit. God told some of y'all, stop giving. I need you to see who you're giving to. Why is that? Not because people don't deserve your giving nature and or spirit, but God needs you to see the type of energies that are watching you and how to decipher the energy in a room, in a space, in a person. So you can give, but consciously give. So you can pour into, but allow yourself not to be taken from at the same time. God never said stop giving. He said, I'm going to change the way I use you. Go with the flow and it will be easier for you. So if some of you guys just picked up a new way to do something, an easier way, it's paying off, it's making you feel better, like you're able to do more, and that was God rerouting you. He said, no, I don't want you to stop. I just want you to, I want to show you something about how you're doing it. I want to give you a little knowledge and a little wisdom so I can make it easier. Trust me, my child, trust me. He even said, okay, you know it all. So go ahead, do it your way. And that way didn't work, did it? You were still feeling drained. You were still feeling tired. You were still feeling like you was giving, and no one was receiving. Because God said, okay, when you're ready, you'll come back. And you go back and you say, yeah, God, I'm ready to surrender that. I'm ready to let that shit go. And he said, okay, now let's do it like this. That's how it is. That's what it is. We can't tell God how to use us. And every single time we try, He's going to sit back and He's going to say, okay, I'm going to let a kid be a kid. I'm going to let a child be a child. Because that's what we are to God. We're children. We're on a new journey, having new experiences, but we know it all. God says they'll be back. I know they will. So This is why I say when people be talking about God's angry and da da da, yes and no. But for the most part, no. He will be angry in situations where you have tried, you have listened, you have done the things, and then he has to step in because he allows us certain power, but he also gives us power to know how to use that power, how to um, assert that, doing harm to none, right? But when harm is being done, God got to step in, and that's when God be showing people some things, and they think it's just by chance, it's just bad luck, it's just I just lied about them, and this happened. you know, I just thought they was beneath me and below me, and now I'm with somebody who treats me like shit. I thought I was gonna have the best of the best, and I shitted on this person because they didn't have shit, and now I'm losing everything. Or I didn't want this person to travel or get around, and now I got a flat tire and I can't travel and get around. Things like that. But it's never God. It's never God trying to show these people, that happened because of this. But those are the ones that are going to remain asleep, and those people are already known in the book to be asleep and going to be asleep, stay asleep, and never wake up. Like, there's just, you got to understand how this goes. Like, we're not here to make people wake up. I don't like that thought process. We're here to just, plant the seed of illumination and hope for the best, hope that people can wake up to see their truth, and we can all live in a more balanced place and be more harmonious and loving and kind and caring and thoughtful and just decent human beings. I never thought it would be so hard to be a decent human being. Like, shit, talk about God, you're a devil. I don't get that. You give people messages, oh, you're not chosen, you're not a prophet, you don't know what you're talking about. So it's like, you just can't please anybody. God says, be you. Be you. Do you. Because as you continue to bless individuals, more will be given to you. And you don't do it for that purpose. Again, you can't do it for that purpose. That's the thing. Like, God knows us. There are some people out here, pure example, there are some people out here who they'll get these downloads and they'll get, I know this, they'll get these downloads and then they'll be afraid to put them out. And it's like, why are you in the Eight of Swords? And I understand it because people always think that the messengers are the ones going through the things that they're talking about. There is such a level of, and my heart goes out to y'all. People want to make the messages you give about you. And that's the biggest misconception that God has placed on certain individuals' minds. I heard reprobate mind. Now my third eye is going crazy. But I know why I say this, because there are certain people that God has blocked from seeing who you truly are. There are certain people that God has blocked because God is using those people. So there are people around you right now, okay, chosen one, who need you to feel a certain level of fear in regards to your purpose. But those are the main people that God is going to be teaching you about at this part of your journey, because fear is not something you believe in. So why should you be fearful of doing what God is going to ask you to do next? Some of you guys are at this point right now. It doesn't even have to just be speaking. It could be like a business that you want to start, an idea that you have, a passion that you want to go after, something more, you know, excuse me, somebody don't want me to talk, something more you want to get into, schooling you want to do. There's something here that God is asking you to do, and you're like, ugh, I don't know how it's going to be received. Like, and I get it. You're a human being, but you're also a divine vessel. And you kind of have a double mission here. You have the mission of living your life in accordance to how God sees you to live it, and also helping other individuals to do the same. And so sometimes those situations that you be called to give life into or speak into may seem like it directly correlates for you, but that's only because you understand how this works. The God in you sees the God in someone else. You know you got to do this thing because you know how God is asking you to be used, but you be wondering in your ego mind, are they going to understand that this is really not from me, but it's from God? Do they really believe that God be giving me these messages to give? Like, this is your thought process, and you need to do away with that. That's that fear again that we're releasing. That's that darkness that overshadows our light and our true source. And if source is telling you to be the source of light and illumination, be that wholeheartedly. Step into that. Release fear, release anger, purge from you resentment, shame, regret, fear. Purge from you those experiences that caused you to feel those ways, and renew yourself in the spirit, knowing this is what you're meant to do. I'm coming in with a clean heart now, God. Allow me to be used by you. Show me the path, God, with a clean heart, with a heart that knows that your will is trying to be done through me, not through the eyes of man. But God, allow me to see myself how you want me to be seen in the world with men, period. Not in the eyes of man, but allow me to see how you want me to be seen in the world with men. There's a difference. It's going to change your life because you're always going to be seen. Some of y'all, you're coming out of that stage of being hidden. You're coming out of that stage of being hidden. I'm about to go, but a lot of you guys that are new, or not new, but new to this part of your path or journey, and you'll know when you're getting close to the newness of your journey because one, you feel anxiety, right? You feel like you can't do what you used to do, like you're tired of that shit, but you don't know yet why you're tired of that and ready for this. Like, this is how you know that newness is approaching, that you're literally like coming into a new space, and nothing that you know, okay, the way that you are going, nothing from there is going to be beneficial in this next chapter. This is where you guys are right now, and this is why this message is so deep. You need to know there's something here about, like, again, a recollection of your past life. Okay? So that's all I got. That's the message for today. Hopefully, I helped you guys to understand some things, see some things differently, because honestly, an awakening can only happen once you force yourself to see something different. You're not going to go through an awakening without learning anything. The learning is what sparks the awakening. Because when you learn the new thing, you release the old thing to swap out. You're constantly bettering yourself. Oh shit, I just learned this about myself, so I don't need that way of thinking. Oh wow, you just showed me that, all I got to do is blah, blah, blah. So fuck all that worry. What else? Damn, I thought I had to go about it like, oh damn, so I'm gonna stop doing that. And all of those things that we're stopping and blocking out and purging out while we attain the better way of living and being and seeing and believing and being emotionally balanced. Those are all the things that are literally making us lighter and more tapped into the Creator because we're purging what isn't ours. We made a choice not knowing back then. But now that we have come into an understanding of knowledge, we must move with wisdom. And when we move with wisdom, that means we are walking in clarity. And when we are walking in clarity, then that means we are walking on purpose. Okay. I love y'all. Have a good one.